My dear brothers and sisters, when I was preparing my speech here, I had titles. But having introduced yourselves, I feel just very happy and saying, dear friends and farmers who have worked with us Caritas for many, many years. So, members of parliament, this is not the first time with Caritas being with you. If you are in the 11th parliament, but we have worked with many, many, many parliaments. So I feel very, very happy. But among these is to mention Commissioner Scholastica, because you are hosting us, although it's Caritas, but you are hosting us. Agriculture is your business. So seeing you, I've not seen her the first time. We have been working together. He knows me, and he knows what we do. So we are, even, I remember on the International Fisheries Day, we, the ministry, the whole of the government, there was in our place in the Gulu, where we have got aquaculture, a school, and also hatchery for fisheries, and for the whole of the north now, everything was done there. So they know us. So I feel very happy just sharing with you. But my name is Msgr Francis Ndamira. I'm a priest, but in my training, I am a sociologist and developer. So that's the level where I have been involved in these things for 28 years at Catholic Secretariat. And we have what we call compassionate and passion. Those are the two things that drive our work. For instance, this is not just an event. For us, it's a process. And we must do it compassionate with the most poor, most vulnerable people in our society. So that's why we're with the farmers all over Uganda. We start very much in the villages, at household and communities. That's where we start. So I'm not just talking from nowhere, because I know from Karamoja, from Nebi, from Kavale, from Tororo, everywhere, Jinja. I have been with the people in the villages. Just doing what? That people must have enough food and nutrition and must have money in the pocket. So I have to pay this so that even the Centenary Bank is from Caritas Uganda. When the bishop started in 1983, they gave it to Caritas Uganda. And I was one of those. So you see how the bank is. Because of the passion we have. We are different from what Ugandans think about work and pushing things for people. We are totally different. So we have the passion to get funds to have this occasion or this workshop. It's not an easy business, but we must do it and we must continue with you. Because we have a passion for our people, our heroes. So Caritas Uganda has been given yet another opportunity to reflect on the status of food safety in this country through the national dialogue today. And we have selected just a few representing the whole of Uganda, but having their leaders there where we are, and we know them, they are leaders. That's why, while doing our work everywhere in the villages, forming cooperatives, forming groups, associations, Caritas Uganda's approach is to focus on humanity as a whole. Therefore, we promote food security, improve the livelihoods and incomes through transforming our farmers from subsistence farming to commercial farming with value addition marketing. The key challenge in this work has been inadequate knowledge and capacity on value addition and access to markets, which Caritas Uganda has started to address through the entering into Memorandum of Understanding with the Uganda Research Institute and other actors at the national level to support farmers with technical knowledge and value addition for the selected value chains. Maybe you know or you don't, but Uganda Industrial Research Institute is for us a part of us. You can imagine we have taken them to banana. From bananas they can make bread, they can make cakes, they can make wine. From soybean, they can make milk in a lira. We are working with them all over the place. So this is the level where we are talking, we are not just talking in the air. In focusing on value addition and marketing, Caritas Uganda observed a challenge of increased pesticide content in the food. And we are going to tell you how we did it. In the food on the market, which stems from the production and established by a study titled Pesticide Use in Uganda, Perspective of Human and Environmental Health, which was conducted by Uganda National Association of Community Occupational Health, a member of the platform which is housed at Caritas Uganda in Zambia. Therefore, as we deliberate on food security safety in Uganda today, our focus should be put on the following issues. Number one, as stakeholders and players in the agriculture sector, focus on guiding the farmers, distributors here, manufacturers here, and brokers on how to handle the pesticide to avoid food contamination from production, value addition, and in the markets. Number two, enact a law to regulate the importation, we have the parliamentarians here, packaging, repackaging, and distribution of these pesticides so that we can promote safe use without contaminating the food, which is a long-run effect of the health of the population. So here, certainly when we mention laws, that's why the members of parliament are here. You are our bosses and we respect you. So we cannot move without you. We must have you. Number three, escalate the awareness raising amongst the farmers and the population on the dangers of inappropriate use of these agrochemicals and pesticides. Number four, as actors along the agriculture sector, promote organic farming. We are doing a lot in this thing. Among the farmers, since organic foods are our comparative advantage at the international market. This has been exhibited by the President of Uganda through his different speeches where he encourages inter-border trade where quality is emphasized, and Uganda as a country could reap more from organic foods. Therefore, to achieve higher returns, farmers and other players along value chains should focus on organic agro inputs to avoid food contamination, which renders our organic food bad food on the international market. For example, Uganda maize was rejected in the Kenyan market because of high levels of chemicals content, hence referred to chakula ya kuku. You remember when the lorries were just standing there? You can imagine? Yeah, the same coffee where we dry coffee. We have cooperatives in the central here. 33 cooperatives by Ugandan, by us Caritas. The highest is Uganda. 1,000 farmers. But we teach them how to dry their coffee. And even export them. How can we produce at the same time all our food, chakula ya kuku? And we just keep silent. Government to encourage or subsidize soil testing to ensure Makerere is here. The soil testing, the food begins with the soil. And the production. The Wazungu don't simply buy market food abroad. You have to say, what type of soil have you produced this kind of thing? This is where the business is. And Caritas Uganda must enter into that business. So we are a scientific, we are approaching, we don't simply do things hazardly. We don't. And we have the passion to do it with you. Guests of honor. We thank government through agencies and departments. I thank agriculture officially, scholastic and commission. I thank you so much. As a person, but also your ability. Because we have had workshops together in Entebbe on this issue, and we are now making steps forward. The Minister of Health, thank you very much for being here, and all the others. So, a chance for Caritas Uganda by continuing to work with us. We are actors shown by the several achievements exhibited over the years through the advocacy and other areas such as aquaculture. Those who are making aquaculture. We have got 2 schools in Uganda, by Caritas Uganda, one in Arua, the first ever training how to fish, how to do everything. Women in Igulu and in Arua, now women, over 400 have ponds, and they are harvesting money commercially and done by us. You see, in Igulu, those who are coming from the north, the land is always a problem. But we have negotiated with the clans to give women land for fishing. So this is where we are. We're not just talking. And what type of fish are we producing? So when this thing comes, I have heard that tomatoes in the market, everywhere, they put preservatives. Since then, I must eat a tomato which is peeled. I don't simply eat any potato now. No, but I like to eat potato, onions, and tomatoes. I like fresh, but now I'm no longer. They must be peeled. Milk can be spent on the road, which is preserved, not refrigerated, for 2 weeks, and you buy it with chemicalized. And you start drinking milk, and then your children, yourselves. So those are the issues we are facing, not anything else. They are existing here. So it is a passion. Do you love your country or you don't? Do you love yourselves? If you can survive, your grandchildren are not going to survive. I don't have children as a priest, but you children, your grandchildren will die. Yes, be passionate and do something about it. This has nothing to do with the politics. Food has nothing to do with politics. But I'm not interested in those business. Caritas is the development arm of the Catholic Church, serving Ugandans through structures in 19 dioceses. This has been done. This has been said. But I want to just to conclude saying that I am extremely very happy to see all of you. And this is a process we are going to continue with you. Money or no money, we must do it. Just be with us, that's all. With these, you are a few, but we shall enter. And in our group, so we are in the whole country, we are there. In a systematic way. But the government, which we respect, by thanking the Minister of Agriculture, Environment, we are there. So we have enough staff, we can even grab more, but then that is our really thing. That's why we are here. A pastor, I'm very passionate about, as a person, I'm 83 years old. But before I go away, we must do something. I want just to assure you our way of doing things. It may be unique. I am a priest and I believe in the scriptures, but we have a book of lamentation. Lamentation belongs to the book of the Old Testament. While the Jews were saying, now we are dying, the Romans are killing us, we need a savior. And they ended up to now, in terms of religion, lamenting. They are still waiting for the savior, because they refused their son. So, for us, and for Caritas, and me in particular, that book was replaced, those who believe in Christianity, by the book of the Acts of the Apostles, where Jesus was resurrected and everybody was on the move. Yes, here. Convincing everybody. The dead is raised. He's here. The dynamism of doing things without even risking your life. The dynamism is what I am today as a Christian. That lamentation was gone. Death was no longer something to be afraid of. So that is it. So this is where for us Caritas is. The book of lamentation, and other words, things are impossible, possible. I don't believe in that. We don't. Because the last 50 years we have managed small things in our small way. And we begin at the household of these people. These are a part of us, those farmers, from the east, central, north, everywhere. And we begin, very simple, we just begin with toilet. You have no toilet everywhere in the north. That's what I would do, we've been there. You are a human being, human dignity, and you have no toilet, you have no kitchen, you have no house, you have no field, you have no food. What's the matter? And we are saying, we work with you for 3 years. Things must change. And they have done it. So things they have done. The mindset of our people is all illiterate, they are more intelligent than ourselves. So these can tell me they are making value addition on coffee through our efforts with these farmers on bananas. So this is how we do things, but we do it in groups. They make a constitution, they register the sub-county, and these groups can make an association and they become cooperatives. I've told you in the morning that here we have 35 cooperatives in Buganda Central, and the largest is Chiganda, 1,000 farmers. And they are villagers and they are dealing with the government. The government is registering them and working with them, and we follow the monitoring. So those who said things can't work, they are working. So this is how we're doing things. Somebody said we should do with other religions. We have already engaged the interreligious. It was actually done at the Ndamira area hall. All the religions, even the born again, even for on a climate change. So the bishop from the service, and a bishop from born again was with us. As regards the government, we have a platform. The minister, or me, I call her minister. I hope she will. She was with us. We mobilized it for the last 3 years to make sure that the 28 districts, from CAO to production officers, and the universities there, Uganda Matters in Lira, University in Igulu, and in Munu University in Western Nile, to be with us, a platform where we have all agreed and we meet, that the government, the district, we are doing agriculture like us, come and see what we do, and the other NGOs, can we move together and change the northern region? Through this, we tell them, can you harvest water? And you know what harvesting water means. And people have started harvesting water by iron sheets, permanent houses. This you can tell me from Zombo. So why am I telling you this? Things can be done, but depends on your positive understanding, your attitude to life. Are you lamenting? Government is not Museveni. I'm from Kanunga, I have trees, I plant trees and become rich myself as a priest. I don't ask Museveni. I work for myself. So unless we have, this is our way of doing things. So for us, what we are discussing here, it is a matter of right. We are knowing, we have had members of parliament through this debate, so many times here on GMO. It's we leading. The Caritas Uganda, even in the State House who went there, it has been dancing around there, we never passed it. Ping pong, ping pong. These intelligence people who have been scientists, they have been with us. So the thing is, if we have goodwill to help one another, have the passion to be with one another. So my dear people, whatever resolutions you put here, for us we are already on the line before you, ahead of you. So don't be timid. Will they work? For us, once you make a work plan, it must work. So the government is ready because they are ready in the district, in the sub-county, they are ready with us. So that's why I'm saying to the members of parliament who are here, we thank you so much. So I think that's what I want to say about Caritas. When we say Caritas is leading, but we are not leading because the government is the Minister of Agriculture is the one taking everything in Uganda. The government, for us, we are just helping. That's all. We can only tell the Minister of Agriculture we are available. Only that. Yeah, only that. Anytime we are available. And in fact, we are on the way making a memorandum of understanding on this issue. We were in Tibet together with this lady. So you see where we are? In other words, we are available. network is big in the dioceses, very well-trained people. They know how to reach the grassroots anywhere, as the member of parliament said, down within the village, that's where we are. That human beings can do something. I told about Centennial Bank. I'm one of those who started it. In the 80s, in the 80s, you see how it is doing. Our sons, our children are being employed. So in other words, we can do things. I don't want to really create fears. If we believe you yourself can do something, invite others to help you. And the government will come. What are those? Anyway, I was in America for 10 years doing sociology. Government is a government. Everywhere is the same thing. I'm not saying that Museveni and his NRM are doing it better. That's not my issue. If you ask me, I said, I have been here working 28 years in this office. They never stopped me to encourage people to work. So what else do you want me to say? Yes, they never told me. During the COVID, Caritas Uganda had stickers from Minister of Transport to go to Nebi, he's here. To go to Kasese, who owned the road alone. The government was allowing us to go. Alone. Vehicles alone. You see where we are. People told us we should not move because we are going to die, especially me. An old man, we are going to die, COVID is going to kill you. It will kill me tomorrow, but not in the past. And we are moving. So what is, the thing is, I want you to walk with us knowing who we are. Literally, this is what we are. The second thing I want for you to know, for us you are talking about the food, but for us we are talking about the human dignity in the image of God. You must eat well, you must, all those facilities, because the human dignity is the most important thing for us. And it must be sustainable. What you are discussing here is about human dignity. So it must be sustainable. This is not an event of having a nice time here and wasting money. No. This is a sustainable thing. Consumer. I'm a consumer myself because I have pineapples in the Kanungu. I plant them and I eat them. I have even fish ponds. So what I'm doing must be sustainable. So this is what I want to assure you. This is what I'm talking about. Money or not, for us, it's a faith. So money or not, it must work. So the other thing is that we are firm on the ground because we have got the support of the Ministry of Agriculture. We clap for that. Yes, they believe in us. If we want it, you come evidence-based is what we are after. Evidence-based, these professors, Minister of Health, and this young man from Makerere. This is what we lack. When you go to the parliament, I thank you. You come from, you are educated in Makerere everywhere, but these things you don't know. This science here, do you know? If they ask you to make a law, why do you know? We need them to intelligent science to lead us with evidence to Museveni and to the parliament. You invite, that's all, nothing else. You can't make a law without evidence. This is clear. That's why we are going to work with them. Bring the right lawyers here. I have 2 lawyers here. Stand up. I have 2 lawyers here in my department. Others they are also lawyers. The law is here. So we don't need to panic around. Evidence is what we need. For internationally, and here even those companies which bring funny things here, we have evidence. And we have these intellectuals in Makerere, in these universities. What do? They don't have facilities. They can't organize. We NGOs, we can organize. And bring them, give them an opportunity, and we become organized scientifically. How can they member of parliament with evidence and they say no all the time? You might say no now, but the 12th, 13th parliament will eventually pass it. Evidence is important. So this is what I want to show you. We are also very, very on the ground because NGOs, how many do we have, Betty? NGOs and farmers, how many? 180. we have signed, and for the last 5 years, we have signed memorandum, like-minded NGOs. We don't want anybody to disturb us.